G'day folks, welcome to Think Fishing. I'm your host Tim Armstrong. Today we're going to have another look at drop shotting. Now, as you can tell, this is one of my favourite methods of fishing. It works extremely well on redfin and particularly well in some of the deep reservoirs around New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia, well any reservoirs really. But it also works in shallow creeks, rivers, ponds. In fact, it works just about anywhere. So what I'm going to take you through today is a couple of examples of where I've used it in autumn when the fish are pretty well shut down, and then in the middle of summer when they're really fired up, and that's when you can really have a ball with the system. In fact, in years gone by when I first started fishing my local reservoir, I'd be happy if I could catch 5 good redfin in a day. Well, now in the middle of summer, in the right conditions, I can catch 50 redfin in a day, and that's a relatively common occurrence. Now, where doesn't it work? Well, really, the only time it doesn't work is if the fish are feeding off the surface or mid-water. It's not so good at fishing around sticks, so it's okay if you're fishing around tree stumps that are relatively snagless. But if you're finding, if you're wanting to fish around a tree that's got plenty of twigs and branches and whatnot hanging off it, that gets a bit more difficult. It's not ideal for that, but don't worry, there's a ton of other methods we can use for fishing in that sort of environment. However, if you're wanting to fish around weedy environments, weed beds, whatever, it's really, really good for that. So coming through beds of hydrilla or other sort of normal submergent pond weed, no problem at all. Not so good in water lilies. You're inclined to get snagged up, but that would be the exception in terms of fishing in the weeds. So really that's where it works particularly well. Now, what about the different methods? Well, there's 2 very distinct methods of using the drop shot. Now, it was originally designed for what they call finesse fishing and for fishing in one spot. So that's fishing light line, a small lure, creating as little disturbance as possible, being as stealthy as possible. And generally speaking, it's when a number of fish, you either believe that there's a number of fish in a certain location or you've seen them on your sounder and they're grouped up. So drop shot's ideal for that because basically you can cast out exactly where those fish are or close by, drag it over towards them, and you can move that bait around, just the gentlest shake of your rod. So the idea is you don't lift your weight off the bottom. Keep the lure to move up and down. You just give a gentle shake. Let your line go loose so that your lure will fall to the bottom like a dying bait fish, and then gently tighten your line up again to make it rise up, and then maybe just give it a bit of a shake while it's in place. That's all you need. So that's how you fish in one spot. Very, very effective. It's almost like bait fishing, really. Now, the other method is when you want to search. You're searching for fish. So really good for fishing, shallow flats or sort of more broader areas of water where you haven't really located the fish yet. There's no obvious tree stumps or objects that you think the fish are going to be schooled up around. I'll typically use a slightly heavier weight, and I'll go up to about 10-pound line. Now, that's for redfin and golden perch, of course. If you're going for Murray cod or other large species or some of the estuarine species, you might need to go a bit heavier, but typically for me it's about 10 pound. So, and as long as I've got enough weight to cast it out a fair distance, which is generally very, very lightweight, it's 1/4 ounce at the most. Cast it out, let it hit the bottom, and then keep that weight on the bottom again, but just gently drag it along maybe 2 feet, stop. Let it sink down to the bottom. Lift it up, keeping your weight on the bottom, but tighten your line to get that lure up. Maybe give it a shake, drag it along another couple of 2 feet, and keep going. So that way, again, you're covering a lot of water. It's also relatively stealthy. You're not causing a lot of disturbance, and you can cover a lot of ground. And at all times, you're keeping your lure very, very close to the bottom, which of course is what it's all designed for. So there we go. So they're the keys, really. The 2 key issues, or not issues, the 2 key points I wanted to raise today. One is about the fact that you can use it just about anywhere, deep water, shallow water, winter, summer, spring. And the other is you can use it either as a search bait or fishing in one spot. So I'll take you out on the water now, and I'll show you just how darn effective it can be. Oh, there we go.
Good one too.
Well, he's certainly pretending to be.
Yeah, he's a goodie.
Good enough.
So that's what we're seeing down there.
Yeah. Now they'll get fired up now. Yeah, they absolutely rip those little minnows up.
Yeah, well, mine, they don't seem to be damaging mine too much. This is one under the...
Ah.
I might put it out the other side. Actually.
Yeah, good idea.
Hey, you can put a weight in there.
Yep.
So,
You're on, mate. It's all good. And another one bites and goes.
bloody hell. Jesus.
Oh, I just lost my lure then. Did you see it fall out? Oh, no, it's okay. No. I'll put a little a worm on in a sec, as in a plastic worm.
Why have they stopped biting on mine?
Oh, well, what can I say?
Did you put some shit on that?
Told you I'm a redfin magnet, mate.
You are.
Yep.
It's funny, they stopped biting on mine.
Yeah, well. You sure you're not getting bites and just not registering them? Because they can bite really, really delicately. I think that was a shut up, dickhead. Fair enough.
I've come a long way since the beer can on under my line.
Oh, yeah.
And I pull the beer can over, you know you've got a bite. A full beer can, otherwise it's not worth getting up.
Oh dear, I need to tie on another line. Wow.
Look.
Yeah, that's a solid fish. The good old drop shot. Yeah, I reckon. Sometimes I take it just when it's sitting dead still. That last one of mine, that's what he did.
Look at the minnows.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a little one here, I think. No, I haven't. Wouldn't want to be a minnow swimming around in here.
No. Gee.
Oh, my goodness, good red.
Oh, that's a good one.
Look at him.
That's a great fish.
Oh, he got off.
Mm.
Bugger. You bit the tail off me.
Oh yeah, mine's had its tail nipped off as well.
They're bananas. But geez, he was a goodie. I didn't want to lose him.
No.
I don't know if they'll still take it without a tail, but I'll see.
Oh, if you just sort of give them a bit of a nudge, they do. When they're feeding that aggressively, they'll tend to, particularly if there's a big school, because they don't want to miss out. They see something coming past. If they don't grab it, somebody else will.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Good fish.
Nah, big enough.
Oh, yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, he's not bad. Come on. Pardon? Yes, indeed.
Mate, the hook, he's getting the hook. There's something wrong with the hook.
Let me have a look.
No, the hook's all right.
Hook sticking through? Yeah,
Not
nothing wrong with that.
Probably could be sharper. Anyway, I won't bugger eyes around while I'm getting good bites.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a good one too.
I don't think I'm getting as many bites with.
Without the tail.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll try another.
Yeah, well, I've just lost that lure altogether now. The good old drop shot gets them every time. The beauty of it is it just keeps your lure exactly where you want it to be. Hard on the bottom.
Can you lift your bum, please?
I've got some soft plastics here if you want one.
Oh, I got plenty, mate.
Sure?
I got bloody This is what I made up, like after I saw yours.
Oh, right. Yours looks a lot tidier than mine.
Oh, well.
No. Yeah, that looks great.
Well, I saw yours, I thought, how good's that, you know? But
Where'd you get the plastic container?
just Kmart.
Oh, okay.
I think they're $6.
I should go and get myself another couple and do one up for just for drop shots and another one for Carolina rigs. Got it. Yep. This one feels heavy. Oh. But if I drop this on the bottom and just let it sit there while I deal with this fish, I'll get one just from the motion of the waves. Oh, it didn't. That's strange. Here we go. Oh, and he's got my lure, the mongrel. Oh no, he's just swallowed it down a bit. Is your electric motor supposed to be on?
I put it on. Look, the trouble is the wind's up and down a little bit. There's not a lot.
Well, we've got the anchor out there.
I don't want to lose our spot. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Just leave it go.
God, what's going on here? Never had that before.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
This is what I wanted to do too, find out how good mine are as against yours. Because
yes.
I know yours are bloody good. You do get amongst the fish.
Yeah, once you get amongst the fish, there's no doubt they catch.
The smell, and I'm not sure if it's...
I didn't put any smell on today.
No, these have a smell in the packet. Have a smell of that. It smells like something that's a bit off.
Does, doesn't it?
It's interesting, then you know when you get amongst the
Ooh,
fish.
that's a better one. Maybe not.
Mate, there's still decent fish.
Yeah, they are.
Whether you want them or not.
Oh, he's got my lure. It's the only thing. You go through a few of those megabass Hasdong shads. They don't last forever, but gee, they do catch fish.
But mate, look, maybe you see how these go.
Yes.
And I mean,
Yeah, I will.
I think they're about, cost me about $20 on the
You got a few.
a lot.
I think these perfectly mimic the little smelt in here.
That worked.
Cool.
Now someone put me onto something and I'll try it. And if you look at catching, rub your lure on the ready.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought that panic response they get when one gets released would be the equivalent, and not good. But who knows?
Anyway, it worked.
Oh, is that what you just did?
No, just jumped off. No, sorry mate, no. It worked without it.
Well, if you're going to chuck them back, chuck them miles back.
Look, it's fishing.
Yep. Yep. Oh. Oh, so is this. Look at that. The old drop shot does it again. And another one. Oh shit. on the wacky worm. Love it. How good's that? Okay, well I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Particularly that day out on the water with my friend Al, we caught at least 50 fish in the space of about an hour. It was literally one fish per chuck. Okay, so there were three key things there. One is that you can use this method literally anywhere. Whether it's a small pond, a lake, a big reservoir, or a stream or river. In fact, I've got plenty of fish in rivers using this method. It really is very, very versatile. The second point was really about where it works best and where it doesn't. Well, as I was saying before, it pretty much works in anywhere, any sort of environment. A clean bottom, through to fishing around stumps and rock piles, etc. The only place that it doesn't work is around really twiggy trees. So if you've got a complex bush or some complex structure with lots of twiggy bits hanging off it, don't use it there because it's bound to hook up. Now, having said that, it works really, really well in weedy environments. It's almost completely weedless, not quite, but it is very, very good for weedy conditions. So there you have it. That's typically where it works really, really well. Now, in terms of the retrieve, two types of retrieve. One is about fishing in one isolated spot, maybe where you've located a school of fish on your sounder, or maybe where you've seen a tree stump or a rock pile or something, or bridge pilings, or something where you think there's likely to be fish, and you want to keep your lure right in that strike zone the whole time, almost like you would with bait fishing. So that's a matter of casting out past where the fish are, waiting for the weight to hit the bottom, dragging it over to those fish and holding it in position. Now, to activate your lure while you're doing that, keep your weight on the bottom at all times. Gently tighten up your line to lift that lure up off the bottom, and then give it a bit of give your rod tip a bit of a shake to make it swim like a little creature or something the fish want to eat. And then you can drop your rod tip, make that line slack, and your lure is going to drop to the bottom like a dying bait fish. And you can literally keep in that same spot for as long as you want. As long as there's fish around and you're getting bites, you don't have to move. You don't have to move your weight, or you don't have to cast and retrieve again. But what about if you want to cover distance? So, and it's very, very good for this. It's a good search bait. It's not what it was designed for, but it works really, really well. So if you're going to try and use it for a search bait, you're best to step up your line. So if I'm fishing the standard method, I'm going to use 4 to 6 pound line. If I'm trying to search a wider area and I'm more likely to encounter the odd snag, the odd rock or whatever, I'm going to go up to 10 pound line. Still use the same small swim bait as my lure, or maybe a plastic worm. Cast out, let your weight hit the bottom, and then just a short 2-foot drag of your rod tip. Stop, maybe give it a bit of a gentle shake, drop your rod tip to let that lure sink to the bottom like a dying bait fish, lift it up again, keeping the weight on the bottom, drag it another 2 or 3 feet. And that's an incredibly successful. In fact, that's my number one retrieve. That's my go-to method for using the drop shot. Now, there was one other thing too that you may have noticed at the very end of that video, and that was a sneaky look at another new class of lure, and one that is, again, it's an incredibly successful lure, and we're going to be delving into that big time in the future. So that's the wacky worm, wacky rigged plastic worm. And in fact, that is the #1 best-selling, most successful lure in the whole of the USA on any fish. Thanks for watching. Oh, please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next week. Bye now.